Alright, what's going on, everybody? We now have some definitive understanding of Saitama's real abilities in One Punch Man, and they are perfectly fair and balanced, as you will see in this video. I've avoided doing One Punch Man content for a while, mostly because his scaling and abilities have been pretty ambiguous up until now. That all changed with the newest chapter when Saitama broke the rules of scaling, the etiquette of fictional engagements, the mechanics of the meta, right? Like, what the fuck is this? So, obviously, we need to see how Saitama stacks up against the big dogs in mainstream anime. Naruto, Goku, Gojo, Makima. To start, we need to discuss the main misconception that Saitama is simply a gag character who will always one-shot everything. First of all, this began as a name fallacy, like Big Bang Attack being as powerful as a theoretical universe-creating Big Bang. Vegeta is nowhere near universal in the Cell Saga. I won't hear otherwise, and if I have to hear otherwise, we're gonna have a problem. The idea behind the name is more of a summation of the main conflict our protagonist faces throughout the story, being that he has achieved a level of power so far above his normal foes that he can one-shot them, and Saitama learning to cope with the boredom and loss of motivation this level of power brings. With the most recent chapters, we receive some long overdue information on how Saitama's powers actually work. Saitama is baseline star level in the early series, but we now know his power increases in relation to his circumstances and whoever he happens to be fighting. The author even goes so far as to give helpful graphs and visuals to show us exactly how this phenomenon occurs. So, in addition to his ability to immediately achieve the level of power of whoever he's fighting, his power also seems to wildly skyrocket out of control and outpaces anyone else with the similar power spiking and growth abilities as seen in his Garo fight. In more addition to this, Saitama demonstrates the ability to copy abilities his opponents use mid-fight, even inherent abilities he has no business being able to copy. But more on this later. For the first stomp, let's talk Naruto versus Saitama. This isn't even fair. Naruto does not have any sort of power spiking abilities on par with Saitama, who is already beyond star level at his lowest possible scaling early series. Naruto also doesn't have any of the stronger genjutsus or battlefield removal techniques to stop Saitama from fighting and stomping his head in. Furthermore, the hacks Naruto does have, Sage Orbs, Frog Kumite, Rasen Shuriken, aren't shown to be effective against opponents of similar strength, let alone opponents who are stronger. For examples of this, obviously you can see the Sasuke fight, where if they were effective on opponents of similar strength or stronger, like Sasuke, then obviously he could just use those to neg Sasuke. He didn't do it. Which, even if you believe Saitama starts out weaker than Naruto, Saitama's power spiking ability immediately puts Saitama on Naruto's level, and promptly far above anything Naruto could ever hope to achieve power-wise. Naruto loses this fight before we even discuss Saitama's known hacks and his copy ability. The raw power gap is enough to make this fight unfair and hilarious. Now, next is Goku. Goku is beyond anything we see in Naruto and is fairly scaled between multiversal and fourth dimensional, or this presents a level of power arguably above anything we see in One Punch Man villains. Goku's MUI as well as his own power spikes are nothing to sneeze at. However, none of this makes a difference for Goku. Saitama being able to ascend to the level of any opponent he's facing negates the power difference between most people can infer here. On top of that, Saitama demonstrates an ability beyond anything ever performed in Dragon Ball. In his Garo fight, Saitama copies an ability called Causality Reversal. This ability breaks the very laws that govern the existence, namely the most basic mechanic of causality, cause and effect. Most of you understand that cause comes before the effect, but Saitama's ability allows the effect to come first, before the cause. We see a very simple demonstration of this in his Garo fight, where his punch lands on Garo before Saitama throws it. Not only is this beyond any speed we've ever seen in Dragon Ball, it is completely non-reactable, as you would have nothing to react to until after you were hit. Furthermore, this allows Saitama to power spike past his opponents before he ever engages with them, meaning that he would literally be stronger than Goku before they even fought, on top of his ability to copy Goku's abilities. This fight is also hilarious. It would go horrifically bad for Goku as he basically loses before the fight starts. Now, Gojo's a little different. Gojo has about negative chance of winning this, as the speed of this reverse causality punch is more than enough to get through his barrier and run him for his soul and everything he owns. Saitama also needs to be able to process what he's doing to even utilize this reversed causality nonsense, meaning Saitama has the mental processing speed to tank Gojo's domain expansion. And for those of you that don't know, Gojo's domain expansion is actually, it's basically forcing an infinite series of information into your mind. Infinite would be child's play to this kind of speed. So, let's just get that out of the way. Gojo has no chance. It's going to be bad. Now, Makima is the only one who may have a reasonable chance of beating Saitama, but we're gonna go ahead and save that for another video, as it would take forever to go through that matchup. Most of my OG subs already know this, but yes, Makima does scale above Gojo and Goku, has insane hacks. I would argue probably some of the best hacks in fiction. If you guys really want Saitama versus Makima, I'll change the upload order and get that out for you guys. Feel free to hit my Twitch to hang with me and the boys while I do Q&As. Other than that, guys, be safe. Take it easy.